Woo! Custom made, brother. Smoked salmon. Yeah, that's about £1 worth of smoked salmon. It's smoked with beechwood chips, apparently. Of course, it's well, not cheap for this size of packet. Anyway, I better hang on to this because I get the feeling that somebody else is going to eat it if I don't keep hanging on to it or put it on the fridge. Put it in the fridge, not her in the fridge. Or one or the other. I don't do nasty things to pussies. Yeah. As you guys know, I thought I was going to be working 80 to 90 hours a week this summer, so I didn't plant any from seed. And then I changed jobs, and I thought, fuck it, I'm not going to have a spring/summer period without tomatoes. So I got these little ones about 6 or 8 in a pack for $2.45 a pack. I got 3 packs, so about $7.50-ish. I got, what do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21. Some of those were planted very close together. I know exactly what causes it. Here's one of the little things that come in, only rather small. What they do is the seeding machine should drop one in every hole. You have what they call a dibbler. And it's just a little thing that's like a little finger. A lot of people just use a pencil. I actually use sticks off of trees as a dibbler. But the dibbler will go through, make a few indentations in the pot, and then it'll drop seeds. And it's supposed to drop one in every hole. If they run the equipment too fast, it drops 2 in every hole. So then you have these 2 plants side by side. Okay, no, not putting any holes in the blasted bag of potting mix. And long story short, you basically have 2 plants planted in the one hole, and they are so close side by side that each of them beat the shit out of each other for root competition, and neither of them ends up being very good because they're just strangling each other out. What did I just say? No! That's a full bag and I don't need holes in it. Go tear up some bloody firewood. I'll stack over there, like you normally do. Anyways, some of these ones, because they've been separated, a few of the roots got tore, so I don't expect about 2 of these 21 to survive. I'm going to have to get one of the empty bags and fill it up with sand or something for you, the rate you're going. And, yeah, so not all of these will survive, I can guarantee you that, because in the whole, they're stupid. They weren't really punnet ones. Well, what I mean by punnet ones is like your individual cell ones, like some of you guys remember those. They weren't like that. It was just a whole, as you can see, whole damn tub. So you're supposed to sort of break up the potting mix, and of course when you've got 2 side by side, as you're trying to separate them, you're going gently, but you can't help but tear a bunch of the roots off. So anyways, these also, it might be part of the reason they're a bit cheaper, was they're flipping ones that need staking. So there's a little bit of a trick in all of this that can involve a lot of bloody strings. I'm thinking of doing a little stunt using lattice, because I can get whole sheets of lattice, the same stuff that we used to stick on the side of the pergolas when I was building pergolas, and it's like about, was it $12 a sheet or something like that, and it's actually plastic lattice, not wooden lattice, and sort of mount that, like put them all blooming here or there or whatever, and mount like little bits of angle line or whatever on these, or whatever I got to do, even if I got a bit of wood, and I whack a few Tex screws or whatever through those into a piece of wood that sits out, and then you can sort of screw it onto the wood. And by having a piece of lattice, it will sort of help stake all the ones that grow through the holes in the lattice. It might be a little bit more complicated watering it, but my idea is if you don't have them too deep, you should be able to reach in and get any tomatoes underneath, and you should be able to water them too. So it might only be like 3 pots deep, and I might have to put another post there. One, 2, 3 pots. So put a post there, and then hook the lattice onto this, and another post about there, and then just sort of go across. And there'd be, what, like 7 across or something like that. Yeah, 3 by 7 is 21. Yeah, and then sort of go at that. I have got to whippersnip all this out. I may do that this afternoon. Doesn't really matter because the sheep ain't in here at the moment, so it doesn't really mean anything. But I'll have to get my little spinach beet out of the way and a few of these and whippersnip this. Yeah, so I might do that this afternoon, but I'll have to change out of nice clothes before I go blasting the whippersnipper everywhere. Anyways, I'm going to go eat this and have a piss and do a few other things, and yeah. She got the tongue hanging out. I don't know what's up with that. I was sitting in there watching something, and I just see the cat go straight up this. Hey, didn't you, puss? He's going straight up this. That's a bit of bloody hardwood. What are you doing now, hey? Rubbing yourself against the fiberglass. Oh, Meryl. You got up, you can get down, alright? Hey? You can do the old stand on me back thing. Let's see. Let's see what the cat does. The cat makes everyone waste time watching video footage. Like most cats do. I have seen them jump off of this inwards. Hey, what are you doing, puss? I'm trying to stand on me back again. I don't know if we can get this on camera. No, you're just going to go into purry mode, ain't you? Hey? I might have to get you down, eh? You're a crazy bastard. What's this? She'll probably jump. Or make me waste more time videoing her. Oh, hang on, I know. Another little trick here. What we do is we come down the veranda that are redone, and then we jump on the solar panels, then we jump off from there. She'll get down whenever she wants to. Anyway, I'll eat some lunch. Bingo! Been doing a bit of whippersnipping yesterday. I was in bed still, and Black Kitty had just walked out a couple of minutes earlier, like only about 2 or 3 minutes earlier, and doing the strange meow. So I come out and I said, "What's the matter, pussy?" And she keeps meowing at me and just walking around here, and then I picked her up and started patting her. I said, "What's the matter, puss? You got enough food, but you didn't get your little pat that we usually have in the morning." Usually I wake up and she lays up against me legs, keeps me warm, and well, that's a general idea. Usually I get the blankets over me, and then she comes up, and as she lays on my legs, she pulls the blankets up, and then I got not enough blankets on one side. But yeah, anyway, as I'm waking up, usually she stands up and walks up right near my chest, and I pat her. And she didn't get that this morning, but it wasn't that was the issue. It was Ginger Puss standing right in there. And I noticed Ginger Puss, and "What are you doing, Ginger Puss? Hello, Ginger Puss," and all that sort of stuff. And as I'm holding on to her, he's like, starts growling at the ginger cat. And I said something else to the ginger cat, and then the ginger cat thought, "Stuff this, I'm off." So reversed out and disappeared. But Ginger cats, as I can see reasonably well, ginger cat might be a, well, ginger cat is a long hair. She's a domestic short hair, and ginger cat's sort of a reasonably long-furred cat. By the size, I am assuming it's a he, because it's a reasonable sized cat, and it's not just a flaming fur. So anyway, with a bit of luck, one day Ginger Cat will become more friendly, and I think he's trying to. And I remember only a little while ago, it's only about a week back, I'm laying in bed with Black Kitty, and I can hear the biscuits going crunch, crunch, crunch. and I knew Ginger Cat was having a feed. There's a rabbit here that sort of went missing. You remember that one that was roadkill, that was all stripped bare at the neck? I don't know if it was roadkill. I'm pretty certain it might have actually been eaten by a hawk. And then the hawks just gave up on it, and somebody brought it back into the veranda. I didn't find where it was, and it's actually dried out in the front of this veranda, so I've got to go and pick that up and put it in the bin. I don't like rabbit carcasses and fur and shit laying everywhere. It's just disgusting. So most of those end up in the bin at the end of the day when somebody else has finished eating them. And same goes for any rat or mouse parts that don't get eaten as well. And yeah. So anyway, we've had about half an inch of rain over the previous few days. And probably a little bit just last night. It's probably only, bugger all, be a few mils. Wouldn't even be 1/16 of an inch probably. But anyway, I made all this out. Ready to put all these in there. I might put these over there. Couldn't really be bothered to mow in the front of there, although I might, but a lot of these are winding up, they're sort of finishing off, and some of them never even got bloody started. I may mow in there, I may not. It sort of looks like it was sort of hovering between bright day and overcast with a bit of rain yesterday. I changed the oil in that vehicle and in the generator, and so yeah, sometimes silly little cats stand on pots and dent me flipping stuff in. Anyway, that's a kettle going. I'll have to get that, but I'll just show you the spinach beet. I'll pluck that out from there. Unfortunately, I broke some roots off as I lifted it out, because it's obviously bigger than it can handle for the pot. There's another one. There's that one there, sort of went and snapped off in the wind primarily. I thought I had extra ones in there with this, and this is one here, but it actually had extra box thorns in there with it, and you can tell by the strength of the stem and the fact that the stem remains like a purpley colour, and that purpley colour wasn't going away, so it turned out it was a couple of box thorn seeds. Birds eat them and shit all over the place, and yeah, that's what spreads the box thorns. Anyway, alrighty, I probably should be putting a few coriander seeds in the sprouter, wherever the hell I left the thing. Maybe around here somewhere, or doing a bit of dill or something like that. Life can be stuff to do much at all today, to be quite honest. So what I might do is show you guys around a few of these crops. I was going to video some of the canola, and there's a chance I'll do that. There's some right in there where I go to church, literally beside suburbia. No fences, nobody looking suspicious of what you're doing or whatever, so I might show some of that. It did look beautiful, covered in yellow flowers. Most of it now has gone to pods, so it doesn't look so grand, but it gives you an idea of the height of it. I might do that. Another point, I could do some stuff around here, but people get suspicious when they can see you jumping over their fence from their house, obviously. What I will do though, I'll go up and show you over the road from my property. A friend of my dad's put some crop in. He doesn't own the place. It's owned by somebody new, and he made a deal with them to put some crop in. And it was only 9 inches tall a few weeks ago. Now it is huge, only like 3 weeks later. With all these big rains we've had, this crop has just gone gangbusters. It is almost full size. It has seeds on it. I thought it was wheat. I can tell just by sitting in my car that it's actually oats. My father is good enough with these things that he can actually be driving at 60 miles an hour and pick exactly what crop it is driving at speed. I usually need to slow down a bit. But I thought it was wheat. I realised it's oats. We might go have a look at that. And there's also what I believe to be broad beans. I know the guy's house isn't near it, this crop. It's right up, you know, to basically the side of the road, although he does have a fence there. You guys might know them as fava beans, but I'm not sure that that's what they are. My parents told me that fava beans and broad beans are two different things, although they're relatively similar. It's a bit like perpetual spinach and silver beet. They're relatively similar, but they're not quite the same. And as for perpetual spinach, or spinach beet as we call it, I've got some of that, and I've also got the proper silver beet, which is a hell of a lot bigger. But yeah, in the States you can sort of think of these as fava beans, although they're not really quite that, they're similar. And they have all their little, what's his name's, black and white flowers coming out on. And so we might go and have a look at all that as well. I drive past it on the way to work most days, if I don't have to go to the supermarket. That's the route I'll take, because it's a little bit quicker than the way I come home. But it is more likely to have kangaroos, but because I'm driving in the middle of the day, you can see them coming, and they're not that much of a problem during the day, because it's usually something that's, they like to eat as the sun is going down. That's when they all come out. But during the day they like to sleep under trees generally, so they're not as much of a problem. Anyway, I'll put some real shoes on instead of these little punchy punch ones, and off we go. Okay, it's going to be fairly windy, so I'll put my finger over the microphone. Yeah, it is definitely oats. Very big. Guy's house is just up there, so I can't really go in, but I know the guy whose crop this actually is. Which is not the property owner, it's somebody else. As you can see, she's a decent size. Another bloody box thorn. You can tell by the way it forms. With wheat it'll be like 4 lines of grains in each head, so there'll be like, you know, north, south, east, west. There's a stack of them all 4 ways, whereas with oats, it's almost like, say this was your thing. You got a stack at the front and either side and the back. with wheat, whereas oats are sort of more an individual thing, and they're a hell of a lot bigger, sort of kernel size, not the actual kernel per se, but the outer covering and everything is quite a big, loose one. So you can sort of pick with that. But anyway, let's go have a look at these broad beans slash fava bean-like things. Okay, I think he's got a plain wire on top, so we'll at least be able to lean over and have a close-up look. And they are very close to the fence here, not so much in other areas, but particularly once you get down the straight road here. Smell it. Holy fucking cow, this is a big crop. Goes right up near there, those power pylons, and right down to, you might be able to see the individual tree right there. It goes down to maybe a little bit past that, maybe another 50 yards past that. Okay, I just played with the zoom function there with the hope that you'd see it a little bit closer and could see the actual flowers, and of course you probably saw it jerking as I was zooming in and out, but this actually has a smell to it. I never realised it, because it's only go flying past flat to the board, you know, 60, 65 miles an hour with the windows up, but I can actually smell the flowers. Yeah, it's sort of a not exactly garden flower smell, but it's not too bad either. It's better than tomatoes, and if any of you who work with large amounts of tomatoes, as I have when I was in the nursery, they've got a very weird smell to them, and they stink. They stink pretty badly. It's the plant itself, not the tomato. And sometimes you'll actually smell the, oh fuck me, there's a cop coming. What the fuck, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm sitting there talking to the camera with it laying on my lap as I am now, and a fucking cop turns up and asks me how I'm going, blah 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 blah. I just said, oh yeah, I'm alright, I'm just filming the crop, I think it's broad beans. God blimey. Now, you know, try and explain to a cop that you got a YouTube channel over here and they won't know much about YouTube. Not likely. I said I was filming, I sort of said I was taking photos. And as soon as you're sitting in a car not doing anything, the question marks start coming up. Like, what am I going to do? Steal the fucking fence? What possibly could be going on that I could steal, that I could do doing suspiciously, unless I'm sitting here smoking crystal meth, which wouldn't be happening anyway. Anyway, that's got me fucked where he comes from, because that is quite a distance from any station, so anyway, as I was saying, tomatoes have a smell that sort of stinks, and it's more the plant, and sometimes if you come across large boxes of tomatoes you'll get a slight whiff of that same smell off of the box of tomatoes, but you usually don't. It's a plant, it's a smell that comes from the plant itself, not really the tomatoes as such. But that there, I could definitely smell a smell, and I assume it was the flowers, because all the flowers only been out about 2 weeks or something. But yeah,